Take a minute and think about the best leader you ever worked for. Chances are it wasn't their technical skills or their decision-making prowess that really stood out. It was likely things like their ability to stay calm under pressure, to lead you through a big change, maybe to connect with you individually or motivate the team as a whole. These characteristics are what make up emotional intelligence. As you guys know, I'm a bit of a leadership nerd and I love my statistics. And there are a lot of statistics around emotional intelligence. What do we know to be true? That 90% of the high performing leaders score really high in EI behaviors. What it also tells us is that EI, emotional intelligence, can be developed. Let's go ahead and explore that a little bit here. Overall, emotional intelligence is our ability to manage our own emotions and to better understand and manage the emotions of others. In our program, we introduce the 5-part model around emotional intelligence. We're going to go ahead and dig into that in a little bit more detail right now.
Starting with self-awareness. This is about recognizing your emotions, your behavior patterns, and your triggers in real time. It also means understanding your strengths, your limitations, and actively seeking feedback to grow. Next is awareness of others. This is about tuning in to the emotions of the people around you and responding appropriately. You'll notice when someone needs support, you'll adjust your style to meet them where they're at, and you'll balance results with people's needs. The next step is authenticity. This is about expressing yourself with honesty and respect, even when the conversation is tough. It's about being open to your thoughts, your feelings, your mistakes, and encouraging others to do the same. Next, emotional reasoning. Good leaders don't just rely on logic or just emotions. Emotional reasoning is about taking multiple perspectives into account, balancing facts and feelings, and making ethical, thoughtful decisions. Lastly, self-management. When emotions run high, self-management kicks in. This is your ability to stay composed, adapt quickly to change, manage your time well, learn from mistakes, and keep striving to improve. So you'll see, together, these 5 capabilities build the foundation for how you connect, how you communicate, and how you lead.
So what have you done to improve your overall emotional intelligence? We can work on all 5 of these steps, and we are throughout this program to continue to increase your EI. Again, as you know, I'm a leadership nerd and I love my statistics. So I want to go ahead and reinforce with you some of the things that really put that exclamation point on why this is important in your leadership. 90% of top performers have EI. High EI leaders are 34% more effective in leading change and managing teams. Their teams are, as a result, much more engaged and more likely to stay. In short, EI is not just a nice to have, it's a performance multiplier. As you know, we have introduced DISC. DISC is one of the tools that helps us create more self-awareness and is foundational in our model. Let's go ahead and put the lens of DISC really quickly on EI and remind ourselves what we know about each one of these styles. Our D-style leaders are results focused. That's a high EI characteristic, but it can certainly come across as impatient at times, low EI behavior. For our I style, leaders bring energy and enthusiasm. Once again, a high EI characteristic. But for our I's, low EI might look like them missing details or sometimes being interruptive when talking with others. For our S style, our S leaders can create calm in the face of chaos, which is so important, and a high EI behavior. But our S's, including myself, can tend to avoid conflict. NRC style leaders, they value precision and they are great at looking at pros and cons, all high EI behaviors. But RC style leaders can be perfectionists and sometimes analysis paralysis can kick in. High EI leaders recognize how their DISC style plays a role in emotional intelligence. As we work through this program, where does your style shine? And where do you need to recognize that maybe your low EI behaviors can come out sometimes, especially when we're tired, hungry, or stressed? The CMI, or the Coaching Mindset Index, is another tool that we've used to look at emotional intelligence. For leaders as coaches, maybe we use push strategies when we're coaching others and we're trying to direct or influence someone to go in a particular direction. Maybe we use pull strategies and we shift more naturally into behaviors where we're asking questions and we're drawing out things in others. Both of these strategies, push and pull strategies, can be both high EI behaviors as well as low EI behaviors. It's just in how we're using them and how we're approaching those members on our team. I'm going to go ahead and share one example of where a leader can flex into different push and pull styles, looking at and through the lens of CMI in emotional intelligence. We'll call her Sarah. She's a strong, results-driven leader, and she uses a lot of push strategies when she coaches her team. But when a new team member starts to feel overwhelmed, she recognizes this, she sees and understands the emotions of that other individual, and she shifts. She listens more, she pulls back, she creates space. The result? Confidence grows, and so does trust. This flexibility separates good leaders from great leaders. You've seen now, looking at the model, looking at emotional intelligence through the lens of DISC and through the lens of CMI, how you can better flex your style and continue to increase your emotional intelligence so that you can be that 90% of high-performing leaders where EI really stands out.